It's 10 a.m. and I am live. I'm alive and I'm live on Facebook and YouTube. Anybody who's joining me, thank you for coming along and joining for this little video I'm going to make today. Let's start off and have a, what do they call that? The satisfying sip, yeah? I have no idea why that's popular on LayTube, but I think it's fun. So I'll participate in the sip along with me style of broadcasting. So I wrote down more stuff today. Like I was talking about in the first couple of days, just speaking out of nowhere kind of gets you go, well, what am I going to talk about today? And so I wrote down a lot of things, and I'd forgotten that I used to do this show called Power Talk, and I would do this every day and I would write every day. And so it became part of my habit to get up in the morning and to take in tons of content, read. And now we have podcasts, which is you get to catch up with these authors and hear a lot of different stuff that's not even in the book. So get to add to all the learning in books. So that's one of the things I do early, getting up in the morning. I was talking about yesterday, getting up at 4. So what do I do when I get up at 4? I take in tons of information. And so one of the guys I watch all the time is this guy named Alex Hormozy, and he has this nice little formula to his videos and nice little formula to all his businesses. And that's good because his business is buying other businesses and having portfolios. Make the camera right there. And so formulas are real good. It's a way to not have to worry about, other things happening. The formula just happens the same way. So I like his formula, so I'll do the same thing as him. Thanks, Alex. Appreciate it, Mr. Hormozy. So my name is Alex Alexander, and I own Integrity Portfolio Management, LLC. We have $1.5 million worth of land assets under management, and I sell land, but I give away knowledge for free because plenty of people out there, way too many people die with absolutely nothing to leave their children, and I don't want you to be one of them. So that's why I make videos, and today I guess I got more of a what do you call it? Like a mindset kind of mentality going on. Not so much like specific activities, but more like mentalities and mindset. And so that's what I was thinking about this morning and writing about and reading about. So the first thing I wrote down is I said, responsibility is our ability to respond. The way we respond to everything is our responsibility. It's our, we suffer the consequences of every way that we respond to everything. So that's responsibility. I thought that was, I think I heard somebody say that a long time ago, and then it popped into my head again. And I was like, oh yeah, I love these mental hooks. I call them hooks, like quotes or little stories from books or biographies. They're mental hooks because whenever life is happening to us, usually you don't think about that first and then let it affect your decision. You wait until a situation happens, whenever that hook pops in, you go, oh, that's what they were talking about. I see it so clearly now. And that's when those mental hooks really start to catch in whenever they actually apply in your life at that certain time. So I memorized tons of them. I highly suggest listening to tons of people with little quotes and little things that you can keep in your mind, as I call them mental hooks. So like I said, I'm going to actually read a little bit today because I'm writing a book. And so I'll read as I write. So I heard the story that Napoleon would leave the letters that he received, the orders that he would receive. I heard he would leave them on his desk for 2 weeks and he wouldn't respond to them at all. And that's the way he dealt with them. And his reason was that within the 2 weeks' time, whatever that they had written him about would either take care of itself or somebody would have come and tried to reach him in a stronger way than a letter. And I heard General Stanley McChrystal talking about this, and he said that he had heard about other leaders doing this. He said it wasn't the greatest, but it's actually a really good technique in kind of personality. We don't have to respond to everything super quick. As soon as something happens, we can lay back and take our time with it and take the responsibility and use our ability to respond not so quickly. That's been a big thing that I've been able to maybe I had a big weakness in it that I was over responding really quickly or overreacting. And so this has been really helpful for me to slow down the timing of responses. And so that was a trick that Napoleon used, and other military leaders, probably not just military leaders. And this is probably, like I said, not the best solution for like a business, but it's really good also in relationships. You can slow down in business and not have to just react. Take a breath. It's a mental hook we can use and not be so reflexive. So, do you see this in your everyday life? Do you see it like I do? Do you experience it and feel it the same way? Because humans tend to have a lot of the same feelings and emotions all the time. That kind of goes in cycles. That's why we can relate to each other. So everything that is happening to us is only what we see and hear and we take into our minds. But that's really not enough for us. We crave so much more than what's happening to us. So if we did not have this craving to experience at every moment something different than what's happening to us right now, then we would just sit in silence and just experience what we're experiencing right now. Isn't that the way it is? Don't we constantly crave something different than what's happening? So we move around and we make things happen. We feel annoyed when we must sit and stand in one place for 3 minutes, quietly and still. Think about sitting for about 3 minutes or standing. Waiting in a line, quiet and still for 3 minutes is a giant challenge. We hate it. Most people, this is one of the things they can complain about the most. There's a big line at the bank, or what do? We create entire industries to where you don't have to wait at the bank. You can go online for the bank now. Well, still in some places, there's other humans at places that we go. We may have to wait for a toilet or something. So I don't know what app they got to get rid of using the toilet. Let's have another satisfying sip while we're at it. So we try to avoid lines. We drive across town to avoid lines. We get up early so we can avoid the line at the store or whatever. If we ever get stuck in a line, we escape to our phones. So we can pretend something else is happening to us from far away. We pretend that we're having the experience of someone else's life who's not even there. We go into our minds and we see and we hear and what is happening in their life. So here's a simple exercise. When you're in a line at the bank or a grocery store, try to stand still and quiet for just the few minutes that you are there in the line. And this is something I started to do and made huge differences for me, for being able to relax and stay calm and just think without having to have a ton of input constantly. Likely you'll notice whenever you're there at the bank, you'll notice that almost everyone else is soothing themselves. They're escaping into someone else's lives, usually through their phone. And they may be soothing themselves by swaying back and forth and fidgeting, constantly looking in their purse or pulling out their wallet, rereading the same receipt that they just wrote. I mean, these are all the things that I do. And these are all the things I see other people doing. And think about why we're doing it. We're doing it to soothe ourselves because we don't want to just stand there and experience ourselves for the few minutes that we have to stand there and be still and quiet. So take that time for yourself. You're going to be standing there anyway. Take the time and change it. Instead of complaining about having that line you have to wait in, take a time and breathe deeply. What were we already talking about? How most of us are not really breathing. Once again, I referred to James Nestor and Wim Hof. They're the experts in all that stuff. I just watch the stuff that they do and just copy it. You don't have to get to be some sort of a magical yogi, mystical health guru of any kind to take a few deeper breaths every day and try to make your body work a little bit better. Whenever you take deeper breaths, your body's going to work better. That's all there is to it. So take that time. Take a few deep breaths. Stand on 2 feet and feel your body. Feel balanced. Look around and feel the energy that you can feel from, staying balanced like that. Posture and breath. A lot of us just stand around with our posture. Think of the posture of letting your shoulders slump. You get I don't remember exactly the numbers. I think it's 30 to 40% less oxygen from a few inches down of your chest. Raising your chest, giving you 30 to 40% more oxygen. Without oxygen, your body just stops living. Your spirit leaves your body whenever you stop breathing. So your breath is what's attaching your spirit, your mind, your life, whatever you want to call it, to your body. Your breath attaches your spirit to your body. So stop breathing, your breath's just going to leave. Something to think about. Take some deep breaths throughout the day. It's not really hard to do. It doesn't cost you anything, and you can do it right now for free without any instruction from anyone ever. For free. You're welcome. So, don't neglect it. That's something you can do where you're standing there just waiting around. Stand a little straighter and take some deep breaths. And then while you're there, you can entertain your mind. You don't have to like go into some yogi trance or something. You can pay attention to the other people that are around you and enjoy the space and just see what's going on with the other people around you. What's their mood like? Are they slouched in the shoulders and not getting the breath like I was just talking about? Is their hip cocked to the one side and they standing unbalanced? And does that make them look unhappy? Are they trying to escape being there? Are they escaping into their phone to go live someone else's life somewhere else from where they are right now? Like we all seem to do constantly, a lot of times. It seems to be a habit, and I might be assuming that a lot of people are also doing this, but it seems to be habits that people are doing. So these ways that we live, eat, breathe, stand, sit, they cause ill health, and they can also be changed to cause good health. So these nearly unnoticeable changes, you can do them almost anytime you want, and they take barely even any effort. I want to talk about why this is so important to focus on, is because it's become important to me recently. We can make money, we can build companies or houses, we can build malls, we can build empires. And our experience of life may not get built alongside of the empire that we're building. So it's important, if we're to focus on living in a high performance life, to build habits and routines that force us to enjoy every moment of joy that happens. What I'm saying is, joy is happening around us all the time. It's only our choice whether we notice it and take it into ourselves and enjoy the moment, or whether we ignore the joy that's happening around us all the time. That's a choice that we make every single day. We can either choose to look at it and take in that joy and enjoy the moment. If we don't, it's our choice. And if you think it's not your choice, you might say to me, well, Alex, of course it's easy for you. Of course you can enjoy every moment. You live there in Hawaii. You can step right outside and you're going to see life and greenery and happiness and the ocean. It's beautiful. So it's going to be a lot easier for you to look outside and find some joy. And I would say, do you live in a place that doesn't have any babies? Is there no greenery at all? No tree, no patch of grass, no flower anywhere that you could focus on? Because there are negative things and positive things and ugly and beautiful things in every place that we are. And the only thing that makes them one or the other is what we pay attention to and focus on. We control everything that is going on within us. What does the Bible say? So as a man thinketh, so is his heart. I think I might be saying that one wrong. As a man thinketh, so is his heart. Something like that. So is he in his heart? Yeah, that's the one. And so some people would call this, this choice, whether any of us decide to choose to enjoy, choose to notice the joy, or choose not to. That's our choice, and some would call that our karma. And so karma has been kind of like this misused word. We misunderstand it quite a bit, and it feels, the way that we use it, kind of like a cosmic, you're going to get it for being bad, like a cosmic revenge on people for being bad. And I guess that's sort of a way to think of it. But what it really is it's our responsibility, our choice to enjoy life and to notice the things that bring us joy, or our choice not to, and that can get taken further on and kind of take the other misunderstood meaning it's carried lately. But really what it's about is our choice to notice and enjoy these things that God has blessed us with in this amazing world. And if you don't have anything amazing in the world where you are, then you probably have bigger problems that I can't help you with. If you can't even notice anything beautiful where you are, because most everybody can. So what else did I write? I think I just said this whole page. Well, I guess I wrote a lot less than I thought I would. It would take me longer, is what I'm saying. I thought it would take me longer to read what I'd written today. So now I get to freestyle on some of the stuff I've been talking about. So I was talking about being able to find joy and notice it and then keep it in your life. And so that's a big challenge that, once again, whenever I'm talking about these things, I'm also talking to myself, because I don't do all these things very well. They're all things that I'm working on. They're all things that I worked on in the past and I've gotten to some sort of benefit out of it. So I keep talking about it because it's something that I'm keeping to do. Some of my habits: drinking the mud water. So I think today what I'm going to do is take this as a good example that even whenever I write things down that I want to talk about, it doesn't always come out good on a broadcast. So I've been talking about getting together with other folks and having them come on the show with me. So that's what I'm going to do, is get more serious about that and actually book it. Because one of the things I tell people all the time that's, I need to follow my own advice is there's no place in my schedule here that says soon. I don't have any place on my calendar. There's nowhere that says one day. I don't have a clock that says pretty soon. And so you put a times and dates, and I really, that's a big thing that I try to do with everybody I know. And it'll make people not like you. It'll make people be annoyed because you'll hold them to what they say, and you'll say, well, when are we going to have lunch? What day, what time? And hold people accountable to it. And if people don't like it, then they'll wind up leaving your social group, and you'll wind up with a social group of people who stick to what they say and give you specifics and don't treat you like somebody that they can just call and that you're on their whim. That's what you'll wind up with. You'll lose a lot of people who do treat you that way. So I suggest always getting people to give you a time and a date. And it's kind of a reflex that I've gotten into. Whenever somebody's like, yeah, let's get together soon. When? As soon as I hear that word, like soon or, whenever. No. I nail them down on it. Lock it down. When, what time, what day. And then Zoom, this wonderful technology that we're working with, all this broadcasting, Zooming with people, Zoom meetings. Oh my gosh, it's the most amazing technology to help you take away people's excuses. Now, I have a tough time with that because we work with tons of people who are way out in the boonies and they don't have any internet at all. But probably most of the folks that you deal with on a regular basis have some sort of internet, and they can at least get Zoom on their phone, set it up for a time and a place, and have a meeting and get it done. And so if I make this commitment, when I made this commitment to do this, like I said, people get annoyed and they stop. They don't, no one likes it whenever you're pointing out their problems, issues, mistakes, shortcomings. And so they either fix them or they go away. And so, if you want good people in your life, you gotta be a good person in their life too. Like, you can't let them treat you like that or let them treat themselves that way. It's really a disrespect of themselves to not put a schedule and a time on it, because they don't obviously really value their own time. They'll just do it whenever. Well, if you value your time, then you take control of it and say, no, at this time, I value my time. So this is what time I'm available. And then people will come in and out of your life, and most of the people that'll go out will be the people who cannot work within that framework. And so there's a ton of other things. Schedule is a big one. That's a really easy one because it's very specific, and you can get on it and you can measure it and you can track it. And so using the schedule tool, that's a really, really big one. Getting onto a schedule is humongous, but enforcing that schedule really works bigger than just in your own life. It'll start to spread out into other people's lives. Now, being organized in any kind of way, schedule is a big one. That's about time. But even in the space that you're in, being able to organize your own space and the space where you spend all day, it's an extension of who you are. So like your workspace, like my workspace, I keep it organized, and I keep all my stuff here. I'll even share with you. I'll share some of my workspace. How about that? So we have files, we have everything stacked. It's organized and I can find it. And so whenever this starts to get unorganized, like if I'm doing work and I have this over here and this over there, I feel incomplete. And so the way that I can, whenever I'm feeling like that and I can look and I can see that things are incomplete, I can just organize it and I can get some completion together. I can get it organized and get it together in my life. So, well, I've kind of run to the end of things I really wanted to talk about today. And so I'm going to cut it short today. I wonder if that means that I'll be able to do a longer one on another day. And so the good thing is I'm lining up people to come and be with me on these times. And so whenever I get that organized, we will have more time together. I see that somebody just joined on, and you just joined on right whenever I was about to sign off. But since you're here, I'll say hi. Will you say hi to me here in the comments, whoever has come in? My one viewer. Well, my mystery viewer, I don't see the comment from you. Thank you for joining. Y'all have a wonderful day. Oh, wait, I do see some. Hola. Well, it's a Facebook user saying hi. Thanks for coming in, and y'all have a wonderful day. Aloha.